Hi guys, Louis at Defending Elvis. I had this story sent to me, this old video, quite vintage, with JD. He tells a story about this TCB ring, a heartfelt story, very interesting. It's clearly that this man deeply loved Elvis, and it was a two-way thing. What I wasn't expecting was the ending of this story, where he says Priscilla took a very, very valuable ring, well over $40,000 in value, out of Elvis's coffin. Listen to this, guys. I don't think JD realizes how shocking this is. I think he's sort of relieved in one way. But guys, now looking back and knowing what we know about many things that were taken from Elvis unfairly, what we know about Priscilla Presley, you know, everything we say is alleged for entertainment purposes, not a fact. This is shocking, guys. Listen to what you hear about this ring that Priscilla may have took out of Elvis's coffin. Thanks, guys.
And Elvis had a brand new TCB ring. It was about that long, and it had one diamond in the middle, 10 carats, white diamond they call it, the best diamond you can buy, plus 14 other carats of diamonds that said TCB on each side and on top. He had that made from Lowell Hayes, his jeweler from Memphis. During the show in Asheville, he had to go to the bathroom. He handed me the mic and said, JD, introduce everybody. I introduced everybody. When he came back on stage, he said, this man has never let me down. Said, I heard him sing with the Blackwood Brothers when I was 14 years old. He said, JD, it's a privilege to be on your stage. That's kind of a man. He said, here is something I want you to have. And he gave me a $40,000 ring that he paid $40,000, which both have been wholesale. His daddy came in that night, and he didn't want his daddy to know that he had been foolish again and given away a bunch of money. So when I got that ring, I called everybody that I knew. I stayed on the phone all night long. I called Mama, I called my wife. I spent $200-300. I was excited about that ring. He sent Al Pachata the next day and said, Elvis wants to borrow the ring. I said, my God, there goes my ring. The blood just went out of me. I said, he's gonna take it back. I didn't know it. His daddy was coming in. Elvis put that ring on and said, Daddy, here's the ring I bought. And Vernon said, hey, they told me this. I wasn't in there. I said, yes, son, it's pretty. He said, but it's too big. I can't wear it. He said, I'm gonna have to have it resized. I said, put it up, Al. Al took that ring and brought it right back to me and give it to me. Elvis, to keep his daddy from knowing that he had given away a bunch of money again, he had Lowell to make him another ring, exactly like that one. When he got it back, it was too much like mine, so he had black onyx put underneath his. Had it sent back and put black onyx. When he got his ring, and I had mine on, he come to me and said, you so-and-so, mine's pretty and yours, you're not gonna outdo me. The ring that he had made with the black onyx on it, the TCB, was on his hand during the funeral. I felt of his hand. I know I've got enough sense to know wax from that of a human being. And I looked at that ring, but when they closed that casket, I said, oh God, don't let them put that ring in that casket and leave it. I was one of the few that was allowed in the mausoleum. Me, my wife, Rex Humbard, Maud Amy, Ann Margaret. Just a very few people, because there wasn't very much space. Before they put Elvis's body in the crypt, Priscilla had them to open up the coffin, and she took that ring off. I said, thank God. To an extent, it's not hurting Elvis. He is dead and he's in heaven. I wished he wasn't, but he's dead. But Lisa Marie, what that kid is going through, you go through a period of time when you lose somebody like your mother, one of your kids, or your daddy, or your husband, or your wife. The loss of Elvis was closer to me probably than anybody else outside of the members of my immediate family.
So what did you think of that? Please leave your comments in the comments section. Is it shocking? Is it right what she did? Am I the only one that thinks taking a ring off Elvis's hand that was in his coffin that he was going to be buried with, that Priscilla took that ring, that very, very, very valuable item? It doesn't sound right to me, guys. I'm disturbed by it. It's just how I feel. You know, I can't prove that it happened. I have to say it's alleged for entertainment purposes, not a fact, just an opinion. But JD tells us what happened. Please leave in the comments how you feel.